I lose my wallet. It don't matter, because I'm never going to let circumstances determine my attitude. Because then I've taken the joy from the Spirit, from God. Everything's in divine order.
I said
Either it is or it ain't, you know, and God ain't halfway.
No.
Either God is everything or he's nothing. He ain't in the middle of the road, you know, and I don't have a God that's fooling around trying to figure out what he's doing. My God already knows exactly what he's doing. He knew it a million years before he created me.
Yes.
So I trust him. You know, I believe in God without question, you know, because he's God and he wants me to be happy. You know, when people say, I'm going to suffer for the Lord. No, you're not. Somebody in your head, my Lord, don't want you suffering for him and nobody else. He didn't create you for that. We were created to be happy. Happiness is our birthright. If you don't get your joy, that's on you. Because
and I also
right
think that we were born to serve and to pour out the gifts that
Number
we
one
have.
is to serve.
Yeah.
You don't reach your joy if
you
don't
are
serve.
serving through your history of pain and your history of deviating from a life of sobriety. And so, you know, you're serving. And as I'm sitting here listening to him, I'm thinking, this is not an interview, this is a sermon.
Well, and I will be passing this hat. So y'all better get them ducks. Okay.
But yeah, your life is a sermon, and we can be vulnerable and transparent.
That's right.
And joyful.
Oh, you should have saw me at the radio station. They couldn't believe me when I talked about my crack addiction today, because all the comics were standing around, were sitting around. Melanie Camacho and the great Wanda White, who's a great comedian and writer, you know, and Earthquake said, what is the thing you did that frightened you the most? And I said, my first hit of crack cocaine. Wow. And they all fell back in their seat. He said that out loud. Yes, I live my life out loud.
There you go.
You know, I'm hiding from no one, and I'm hiding nothing. I did what I did, and I learned from what I learned. I wouldn't be able to tell the stories I'm telling if I hadn't taken that journey. So I don't curse anything.
Absolutely.
I bless everything that ever happened to me, because everything that happened to me brought me to where I am today, and I am grateful.
That's why your joy is so deep. That's why it's so deep, because you're not looking over your shoulder, and you see it as a lesson, not as a place of disgrace. It's a lesson.
Yeah,
and you survived it.
I learned so much from it.
My God.
And every time I see other people dealing with the struggle, I am grateful that I made it to the other side, but I'm also grateful that I did that dance, because I can communicate with them on their same plane. I don't want to say it on their level, because
on their reality.
I don't think anyone is better than anyone else. Like, I know I'm not better than nobody, but ain't nobody better than me. So we all are, you know, we all have his eye. God digs everybody, digs you unconditionally. But some people have a little struggle with it. That's why in my play, I try to make it clear that the road to success or happiness is not always linear.
That's right.
Sometimes that baby go up and
It's
down.
zigzag.
Turn on you.
Zigzag.
But you just hold on. Just hold on. God is right there. Just hold on.
And that's why you make a great motivational speaker, because that's what people need to know. They need to know the reality. That it's not just A to Z. It's zigzag.
Oh, man.
You know, you go from A to B and then back to B and then over to W. And it is not easy.
That's
the
right.
hustle, the grind.
But don't quit.
But just don't quit.
Just don't quit.
Don't stop.
You know, a lot of people quit 5 minutes before their breakthrough.
Yeah.
5 minutes before they think gonna happen.
And as I'm looking at you, Michael, about 7 years ago, I wrote a book. Thank God I don't look like what I've been.
Look out. That's my favorite song. I didn't know you wrote that book. That's my favorite gospel song, because my director of my play is Iona Morris, who's Greg Morris's daughter. Greg Morris was the brother from Mission Impossible.
I remember him.
So she is like the leading director of One Person Plays, and she is the director of all the kids on the show called Blackish.
Okay.
And when she was working with me, helping me form this play into what it is, I told her, because she said to me, well, how did you do crack for 23 years and you look like you look? And I said, I don't know, but I thank God.
It's called grace.
I don't look like what I've been through.
It's called bling tie.
Oh, this whole thing? Come on. You mean that? Okay.
Yes, I love it. So, you know, my audience that usually follows me loves being inspired about resiliency, coming back after a setback, being able to trust God even in the dark places, in the places
we'll
where
take
there's
a
a
time
balance.
out for a moment.
Yeah, let's do
People
that.
gonna see him sweet potato.
Yeah.
Go.
It's still recording though, so you can keep going.
Oh, we're gonna keep going, and we need you know where you gonna We still going.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, they love I love that because the Father heard the sound. You know what?
Yeah.
That's like the Creator. He hears us when we're crying.
Exactly.
Isn't that beautiful? You said He just stopped.
And He did
He was
like the
tuned
Father
in.
does too.
Yeah.
Father God will stop what He's doing and get to you.
And get to
right
you.
now He's working for other people who need you more than Him.
Right.
But
right.
cry out.
That's right.
And He'll
so
stop
I
what He's doing.
don't want Him to edit that out because that's a powerful
No,
metaphor.
you don't want to edit any of that out. No.
That's
The real
beautiful.
is what people want to see anyway. They don't want it all
Exactly.
polished and clean and
Exactly.
neatly cut because that is not their reality.
Exactly.
The reality of most people's things got, raggedy edges, man.
That's true.
You know,
I always
all
say
neat.
think life is, the things that we have to do are not necessary, but necessary. Sometimes we have to do things that make us uncomfortable. We have to make decisions that are hard. We have to go through some difficult seasons. And you can't be no punk. You have to just be able to pull your big boy pants up or your big girl pants up and say, you know what? I'm going to survive this. I'm going to make it.
What about childbirth?
Oh.
Nothing's messier than that. And look what comes from it.
Yeah.
The
The beauty of it.
And also you get to see the strength of the Creator. When you see a mother, like someone, I think Melanie Camacho today was talking about, she had her baby without an epidural.
Ooh.
I don't even know what that is, but I think it's something that takes the pain
Takes
away.
the pain
Okay.
away.
But she had an 8-pound baby without an epidural. You see the stress and the struggle and the pain that a mother will go through for her baby. That's the way a good parent will do for any of his children.
Exactly.
And that God is our Father.
And then you became the prodigal son and came back to your senses and said, you know what? Mama's praying for me.
I'm glad that I never discussed my addiction with my mother and that I never got high around my mother.
You never discussed it with her.
Never
She
discussed-
knew. She
She-
knew. Mama knows.
See, your mama know.
Yeah.
I don't care what you think. Your mama know.
Yeah.
Okay, your mama know. So you decide if you're going to do it or not, but your mama know. And it was her great grace. Well, she never approached me about it or talked to me about it because all it would have done is served to make me feel bad. It wouldn't have healed me or got me off of it. It got me off of it when my mother started getting ill. There was no time for me to go missing in action. You understand? I was living here in California. My mom lived in Chicago.
So was that kind of
So
impetus for you to start?
it was one of the main reasons that I wanted to straighten up and fly right. That and the fact that everybody was going past me. So many comics like D.L. Hughley, Cedric the Entertainer, who's just coming in the game when I was already a star.
Yes,
I'd already
you're a veteran,
done 4 Def Jams, co-created,
Star Search.
and probably had 1 Star Search, gave half to the homeless. I'd done all that. They was just coming to business. But then I found this rock, and I said, well, I wonder what happened if I dropped that on that hot piece of glass. Anyway, 23 years later, I'm recovering, but now they were on their journey. I was like the rabbit taking a nap on the side, and the tortoise just went on past me. And so now all of them rich enough to pee cream. And me, I'm a day player. I can go out every weekend and get my money.
Come on.
But I ain't mad at them. Everything that happened to Michael Colyar happened to Michael Colyar because of Michael Colyar. So it's on Michael Colyar to turn that around.
There you
Turn it
go.
around. I'm writing books. I'm doing plays. I'm doing theater. I'm doing motivational speaking. I'm doing comedy. I'm doing anything that is creative,
Yes.
that doesn't hurt other people, to get my life back where I want. And it's there. It's there. Always is there.
Well, see, that's the word I want to focus on, is that creative. Because I'm a creative. I know lots of people that are creative, and they suffer from procrastination. They don't feel good enough. They feel like they're comparing themselves, especially in this day and age of social media. You look at everybody else and you think, well, wait a minute. They are surpassing me, or they're better than me, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not handsome enough, or I'm not attractive enough. And
You're enough.
You have to know that you are enough.
You're enough.
And I think that people need to know, when you do not birth what's inside of you, it can make you sick.
Oh yeah, you have a mission here. You're here to do
You
something.
have something to give.
And if you don't do that, it will not get done. But you are enough. And we talk about creation. God is the master creator.
Yeah.
All of this began as his creation.
Absolutely.
And it's sort of our job as well to co-create with spirit with everything we want to have. So when I put together plays and stuff, I'm always thinking about the God's aspect of it. How's God feeling about this? And how will I do it? Will God appreciate it if I do that? And it's still plenty of cussing in my game. But it's my communication of the game. It's how I communicate. And I already deal that I will deal with God. My mother had the greatest saying. She used to say, you save your soul, and I'll save mine. My mom used to say that and shut us down. She was a big Catholic. Huge Catholic. Kept picture of the white Jesus in the house.
Okay.
Oh yeah, her grandfather was a bishop, a Catholic bishop in Chicago, and so was his sister. So they would make us go to Catholic church every other Sunday or so, and I went through so many things, Baptist and sanctified and all that. I spent a little time being agnostic. I did many things, but I realized that God is God. And everyone finds him differently. And that there are a million paths to the one. And I know everybody thinks their path is the only path and it's the correct path. But my minister, Michael Beckwith of Agape, has the greatest joke about it. He says, a guy died and went to heaven. And so the guide is taking him around. He says, them the Christians over there, shh. Them the Buddhists over there, shh. Them the Muslims over there, shh. And the guy said, well, why do you keep whispering? He said, because they all think they're the only ones here. So
yeah.
So God is a personal thing.
It really is.
It's a personal thing, and it is what you know and what you accept. As long as you know it's about life, it's about loving. It starts with love. God created you with designer genes. He didn't make you with no garbage. He took his best and created you. Then you ain't got to walk around feeling bad. You don't listen to other people. Other people try to make you feel bad about you. Other people try to make you feel like you're not enough because they don't believe that they're enough. I mean, who are you to be somebody when I ain't nothing?
See?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But don't you have to have a force field around that. That's what prayer is.
Yes.
That's what God is. It's the force field of that negativity.
That's
spirit is your shield.
Woo.
And you bring that spirit up when they talk negativity and you be understanding.
Yeah.
I understand how you feel that way. Because that's how you feel. And I feel you. Because whatever comes out of you is what's going on in you.
That's right.
When people send negative stuff out, that's what's going on in you.
Exactly.
And then if you love yourself, then you automatically love everything around you.
That's why I love being around you, because you reflect back to me what's in my DNA. The way I roll, it's about love. And even though there's a lot of negativity going on in the world, there always has been negativity going on. There's always been hate. There's always been war.
And I got to do with you.
And I got to focus on, I'm staying in the lane of love and grace and beauty and creativity. Because what the world needs now is what? Love, sweet love.
And none of that don't have anything to do with you. It's like, anytime I hear someone say they want a thing, I immediately start thinking, how can I help them get a thing? That's why I called you the other day. I was with a woman, her name was Jewel, and I said, I only know one other woman named Jewel Diamond Taylor, a wonderful spiritual motivational speaker. And the young lady said, I love her. I said, well, she's the only other Jewel I know. Oh, I've always wanted to meet her. I stopped what I was doing and called you.
Yes.
Now, I know it could have been an intrusion on your personal time. I didn't give a damn. This lady needed to meet you at that time. That's what our heart was calling for. And so it may have taken 2 minutes out of your time, but you gave that woman 10 years of joy.
Wow.
She walked away illuminated.
Come on, man.
It took a couple of minutes. That's why when I say, when you see homeless people, give up a couple of dollars.
Oh, yes.
Don't do judgment, because that ain't your gig. That's your Father's gig.
Come on.
So you might be thinking, they just going to drink it or smoke it. What does that have to do with you?
That's right.
There's nothing to do with you, because they also may take that $2 to buy that first loaf of bread that turns their whole life around and gets them back to sobriety. You don't know, you ain't no man reading this. So how come you ain't someplace reading minds? While you're walking down the street with your little funky $2 that you don't want to share with people.
Yeah.
Give up your $2. Do that.
Do it with love.
Do it because you know that that's your brother.
Yes.
You know that could be you.
Sister.
That could be you, man. I can't think how many times I could have been killed. I remember I tried to buy some crack one day on a dark street Rialto. And I was back in the street, and the guy went to reach for his drugs, and I played like I had a pistol, and he pulled out a pistol for real. I said, fool, what you doing? And I said, I don't have nothing. I was just nervous. He said, get your punk behind out of here. Get out of here. And I had to go home without dope this thing. It was terrible. But that was God's intervention once again.
See?
It wasn't just that God saved that guy from shooting me and killing me, but he saved me from getting that dope that night, which could have been that heart attack.
Could have been.
Or that stroke that had my body working, or I had me crazed out of my mind. I've been saved by God so many. God has saved my crooked, raggedy behind more times than Van Camp's got pork and beans. So when I see someone in any kind of a need, I want to help them. Now, I'm also going to be I'm also sort of gonna pay attention. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not
gonna be reckless.
I'm not gonna just be played. You know, you sitting here and you already high, stumbling. You stumble over me for $2. You already had your $2. I can't help you today. See me tomorrow when you sober up. Let's talk about the book.
I want to talk about the book.
The book Miss Innocent Goes. Cause you see that family? Y'all see that family walking here? That's real right there.
That's real.
That father left the camera to go get his baby because he heard that baby call for daddy. He went through here. You can get another camera, you can shoot another show, but the baby needed daddy. That's real stuff. You don't know about some stuff like that at your house. Okay, so the book Miss Innocent Goes to Cool School. This is my second book. The first book is a funny thing happened on the way to the White House. I knocked on a door and a brother answered. That is my book celebrating who I think is the greatest president in history, Barack Hussein Obama. You know, the current clown who's in office keeps saying, make America great again. But America's already great, and the way we can tell is this is the longest we ever gone without a president, and we doing just fine, you know. So this book just reminds us how great he is. I saw you flip through it, and if you look again, it just shows you how when he first got in office, everybody loved him. Every race, every creed, every color, every sexuality, everybody loved him. The kids of every color.
Everybody.
But once he got in the White House, look, they tried to tear the White House in half before they let that brother succeed. But look, Barack Obama on both sides of the White House pushed it back together. And down there, them the collard greens, the shell grew at the White House garden.
In the garden, yes.
It's an important book because it's simply a remembrance of a great man. See, we won't really realize how awesome Barack Obama was as president for another 4 to 5 years. It usually takes about 8 years for you to really know what the president that just left office had done. Just like Trump is talking about all the jobs and all the stuff, the economy turned around. He didn't do none of that. Barack Obama did all of that.
Yes.
And then he just stepped in that spotlight and claiming all the glory for it. That's why mothers, black mothers know. And grandmothers, they know who Barack is. They know what he did and how important he is. And I try to get everybody to get one of these for their kids because if black children are going to learn black history, they want to learn it at their house. White America is not teaching black history. They not acting like black history didn't exist. They only teach you white history. The only thing they don't teach you about black history is slavery.
That's right.
But black folks had libraries in Timbuktu and built, and I'm talking 2,000 years before slavery, and pyramids and gadgets and tools that we use to this day that saves us. But they're not going to tell you that. So we have to start in the house.
Now, can they get this online?
Oh, everything you can get at my webpage. It's The Real Michael Colyar, Colyar, therealmichaelcolyar.com. And you can get all my books. I got t-shirts, DVDs, CDs. But the second book, that's my pride and joy.
This one, okay.
Yeah, this one got some cussing. This one got some cussing in this one. And this one's called Miss Innocent Goes to Cool School. The foreword is by the great motivational speaker, Les Brown. And Les Brown said, I'm just going to say the first sentence, I don't read the whole thing. He said, I've been fortunate to meet many talented and gifted people. Two who stand out most in my mind for their ability to change people's lives with the power of the written word are Maya Angelou and Michael Colyar. Now, I didn't ask him to say that.
Good company.
I didn't pay him to say that, but he read this book. This book is so awesome. Not only does it deal with addiction, but one of my favorite poems in here is called Daddy by Phone. That's right, that's Daddy by Phone right there. See, Daddy by Phone, y'all probably can't see it from there, you got to get the book. But Daddy by Phone is my daughter, who is now 25 and just amazing. She's always been amazing. Yulani Rain Dawson Colyar, and you can go on her Instagram, Yulani for the Soul, Ulani, and listen to her music. She loves God, she loves people, she loves life. She's so beautiful, so awesome. But I had her at wedlock, so in her early days, I didn't get to see her much, and so most of it I had to talk to her on the phone. But I was determined to be her daddy. So even if I wasn't going to be her daddy by phone, and I was going to teach her, I would take her to museums, everything I could do. Now she's 25. We are so tight. She loves her daddy. I love her. I'm currently producing her first album, you know, in Atlanta, and she's wonderful. That's why you see the pictures of me sitting on the bed with my bald head, looking at pictures of my baby and talking to her on the phone. You know, then a silly point. Well, it's one about my mama. I don't know if they can see that one or not. That's my mama squeezing Barack Obama.
My mama
That was
likes
called My
Obama.
Mama Likes Obama because she's the one who told me about Barack Obama, this young, intelligent, articulate black man.
From your
who's a
hometown.
senator, right? In other words,
Chicago.
running for president who was running for all the people. That's what got me. Because I don't need a black president who's just for black people because we ain't only folks here.
That's right.
I need someone who can respect and accept and understand the differences of all people. Otherwise, he cannot govern properly, which we're all experiencing right now. Then I have one on racism. That was called Just Because. So you got 4 people you would never normally see together: a Hasidic Jew, a Nazi, an African, and Arabian holding arms, just like the Widows of Oz walking down the yellow brick road, and those are nuclear waste plants, and those are oil wells and missile silos. And it's like, just because I had the gun don't mean I pulled the trigger. Just because I'm black don't mean I'll be your nigga. And it's like, don't judge people by what society has told you and what you see.
Wow.
Get into their character and find out who they are. But then I got silly points. I got one called Fly. I'm gonna show the camera this one. You know how you tear a house up, trying to kill one fly,
Trying to kill one
and the fly gets away anyway. I don't know if they see. Can they see that? They see. Okay. So anyway, this is my favorite book. This one is already being prepared to be an Adult Swim cartoon for Adult Swim in 2020.
Oh.
These are the main characters. That's Slim Goody and this little girl who they call her B, Miss B. He's always trying to scam and trick her. And she always gets over and wins because she's just a good person. Right actions bring about right results, you know. Anytime people are all messed up, I think Lauryn Hill said, how are you going to be right if you don't act right? You know, every time you see things not going right in your life, stop and look at your life and see how you get there. You know, most of us are the
You talk about
architects.
the law of cause and effect.
The law of cause and effect.
What you talking
You
about?
said karma.
That's it.
You know, what you send out
Karma
is
is
what
a
you get
gangster.
back.
It will come back.
It ain't no joke. And
Yes.
it's real. And you get karma even if you don't get it.
Wow.
Cause my brother don't get it. One of my brothers who's a heroin addict, he don't get it. And I said, do you know what karma is? Yeah, I know what it is. I said, I don't mean a definition. Because if you know what it is, then you can't treat people like you treat people. You can't always be trying to use people and play games on people if you understand what karma is. Because that means that people will then have to play games on you. People have to trick you. People have to use you. So you don't really get it. You know the definition, but you don't get it. But I say you get it even if you don't get it. Because karma's coming.
Yes.
It's on its way. And that's another reason I want to do the right thing. I'm not perfect. None of us are. We ain't even close. And practice don't make perfect. It just makes you better. So we can keep trying to be better, you know. But the main thing is we want to just keep trying to live. You know, we want to call on God. Not by addressing him and giving him a certain name, a certain properties and principles. We want to address God by how we treat other people. We want to treat people with love and light and lift people up. And remember, I am my brother's keeper and my sister's too. That's my gig, man. It's to look out for you, you know? So that's what I want to try to do. I want to do that. If I can make you laugh along the way, then you're going to let your guards down and I'm going to be able to slip some information in there, you know?
I love that.
And I just brought this to show you this one. The new magazine inside of me called the Hollywood Weekly, and it's on the cover story of that. It's the Hollywood Weekly. I don't even know where to get it though. It's just a real local magazine, but in it you get a chance to see my queen. That's my baby.
There she is. What's her name?
Her name is Kelly McCann.
Kelly.
And she is fine as frog's hair. You seen frog hair?
No, I
You can't
haven't.
see it. It's too fine. And
It's too fine.
so yeah, so I am truly blessed to do what I love to do. And I'm doing it with a great goddess that I love, and she loves me and she likes me too, which is a really good thing.
It's a good
And
thing.
I try to do no harm to other people as I try to live an adventurous, and wonderful, fabulous, joyful, positive life.
And you are doing that. So let's do full circle and close
Okay.
to invite everybody to come and see you on tour, your one-man show.
Please come see the play right
Mama,
now.
written by
It's Michael Colyar.
Oh, Michael Colyar's mama.
She's it ain't about your mama, it ain't about his mama.
It's about Michael's
mama. It's called Michael Colyar's mama because you see how she raised us when you watch me and you see the show. You'll
And
see
you're doing
how she
100
raised
cities.
us.
How many have you done so far?
We've done 8. We only got 92 left. So we're doing 100 cities. I'm going to end up on Broadway. I will be getting my Tony Award. But it is about life. It's about loving. It's about redemption. It's about forgiveness of yourself as well as others. But it's about the power of God, of family and God. Everything's about family and God. And when you get that down, you see the difference in your life, you know. So that's what the play is. And it's funny. And it's dramatic. And it's off the chain.
And it's transformative.
And y'all can email me if you have questions about anything I had to say, and it's definitely transformative. You can say that 3-4 times. Tell it to the chicken. If there's anything that y'all want to talk to me about, I'm at King 123. So that's COMICKING 123 at AOL.com. That's right. I'm one of the last man people with an AOL that's left.
Yes.
Comic King 123 AOL.com, or you can go to my webpage, which is lovely, spiritual, and sexy. It's called therealmichaelcolyar.com, where you can find out all the information. In fact, there's a tab called Mama. This on my page. You can hit that tab and it'll give you stories about it. It'll show you pictures from the play, and there's a 6-minute video of what's going on in the play.
Have you done it here in LA yet?
Yeah, I started here at the Hollywood Barnesville Theater 2 years ago when we started. So I'm bringing it back to that spot. So it's 12.
What's the next city?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Come get to this one, because this one's 30 days away. By the time we do that one, I'll be able to tell you the next 3 cities. But this is the big one for me, because when I brought it here 2 years ago and started, I was still figuring it out. But now I got it down.
Okay.
So now we're inviting all the Hollywood types. I hope all the casting directors, producers, and showrunners will come out and see this show and see how great this thing is and how healing it is. Because as we take it around the country, I will be going and going to places where people are getting sober, and going to programs and talking to people and lifting them up, and hopefully making my mother proud.
Oh, I know you are.
She's everything to me. She always was. She always will be. You know. Yeah.
What a wonderful spot to stop right now and just say, you guys, I hope you have been blessed by this sermon. This is not an interview. This testimony, this wonderful journey of Michael Colyar, a dear friend. We bless you. Wish you much success. Thank you for this interview. Thank you for watching, and be sure to share this video.
Share with everybody.
Yeah.
Your mama and them Pookie, little run sitting on the couch. He want to see something in his life. Keep God first. That's
right.
most important.
This is Jewel Diamond Taylor, your host of Interviews. Thank you so much for watching, and stay in the light.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This was awesome.
I appreciate it.